on to the NFL.
Yes.
Big week in the NFL if you're a guy who watched the NFL because it was Thanksgiving week. So you have 3 games on Thursday, a game on Black Friday this week, which
with some black magic.
Don't know if anybody watched it.
I watched it.
It was on. It was what was streaming. It was on
Amazon Prime.
Prime. That's right. So same as Thursday night. So it probably did have good numbers, but it was at a weird time. It was in the middle of the day.
That was in the afternoon.
2:15 Central Time.
I was still on Eastern Time when that game was happening.
So that game happened. We'll get into that. The snow game last night, one of the better Sunday Night Football games. One of the better first halves of a Sunday Night Football game this season.
I enjoyed watching Josh Allen.
I always enjoy watching Josh Allen.
Yes,
he's my guy in fantasy every year. Make sure I draft him as my quarterback. We'll talk about some other good teams in the NFC, and then a shootout between 2 division rivals. But let's start on Thanksgiving Day. Detroit won a Thanksgiving game.
They finally
first
did
time. Years. I don't know the exact date.
And the Bears fired Matt Eberflus finally.
Yes. Everyone was like, when the breakdown at the end of that game, when there was the worst time management I've ever seen. Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I know that's on your head coach. Your head coach has called a timeout there. But as the leader and quarterback of your squad, you've got to know the situation and realize, I know the coach is giving you a call saying do this. But at some point, he's going to get fired at some point in the season. You've got to man up and call a timeout there.
My argument is I'm fine with that if it's a veteran quarterback. It's a rookie playing on Thanksgiving versus the best team in the NFL.
That's a good argument against that. All right, I'm okay with that. He is a rookie quarterback, and he's going to learn from that. People, I'm sure someone has told him, hey, boss,
I think he'll learn. You've seen Caleb Williams has improved over the course of the season. He's figuring out the whole NFL thing, and I saw this on Twitter somewhere. I don't know if you saw it, but I really hope they gave Matt Eberflus his spare time out as a severance package for getting fired. Like, you can take it with you.
We have 4 next week.
Yeah.
Those were so funny. Matt Eberflus walking out of the building and realizes he's an extra time out for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's 100% on your coaching staff. I think this whole season's been on your coaching staff. They have not schemed properly for games at all. It's been lazy coaching, and it was in front of everybody's eyes on Thursday.
What's up with the Bears doing this though? We're gonna get rid of our quarterback and draft a new one, and then with the first year of the new quarterback, we're gonna keep the coach, but then we're gonna fire the coach the second year of the quarterback, and maybe with the new rookie, and we don't know what we're doing ever.
So the Dallas Cowboys fans have a cycle of what they do, and the Chicago Bears have a fan.
The Bears cycle is just we are bad at football.
Yeah. But yeah, a crazy game. And then I know you're really excited to talk about Kansas City.
Oh my gosh!
But Detroit is still on top with the Chiefs. I think we're still in agreement that Detroit's the best team in football.
Yeah.
On a path to the Super Bowl, it looks like. But let's talk about Kansas City.
Okay, so how is that not a false start? How is that not a false start? You have the ref running in, signaling false start. That is the definition of a false start. They blew the play dead. Yeah. And then they talk for 3 minutes. Go
bad look for the NFL refs.
How can we make the Chiefs win this game? They recovered a fumble. What if we called it an illegal shift so the play still counts? Everyone else goes, yeah, I like that idea. And they walk out and it's like, illegal shift. And everyone everywhere that's not a Chiefs fan goes, what?
Yeah.
And then the Chiefs walk out with a win again. How does this keep happening? It's like the Breaking Bad meme. You can't keep getting away with this.
Even this window. Who won this game? You talk about the call you want. Defense got the fumble. They won the game. Patrick Mahomes did not win this game. So still, the defense is winning these games. They are still not scoring a lot of points, which is what you need to do when you're going to play better talent in the playoffs.
Fun fact, top 3 performance against the Chiefs, I'm pretty sure, this year at quarterback. It could be slightly worse than top 3, but one of the better performances against the Chiefs has come by Bryce Young.
Yeah. And
Bryce Young went at number 1 for a reason, folks. Bryce Young is playing really good football.
Speaking of Bryce Young, I know we want to talk about him as well. Go ahead.
Bryce Young is playing really good football right now, and everyone who said Bryce Young is cooked, Bryce Young has no chance. He's good at football. I don't know how you.
I think a lot of the he's cooked was because they were him and C.J. Stroud were so heavily compared throughout the draft process and even their whole first rookie season. It was just instead of being compared to other rookie quarterbacks or just people who have been drafted in general and people on the Panthers, he was only compared to C.J. Stroud. Every time someone would talk about C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, they were compared together, which was not how that should have been. One got drafted to the Panthers, and the other one, yes, C.J. Stroud had a way better year than Bryce Young has. Even this year, you can argue he's having a better year, but it's closer.
Yeah, Bryce Young, his last 2 games thrown for 298 versus Tampa and 263 versus the Kansas City defense, and has not turned the ball over in either of those games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see a young guy like this learning, figuring it out.
You have to let players develop.
Especially when they get drafted to what he was drafted into.
Yeah, and especially at quarterback. You can't expect quarterbacks and players in the NFL to just make the instant transition. Not everyone is Justin Jefferson. Like, you can't expect everyone to just be an instant NFL star. And I don't know. I feel like it's good we're finally seeing teams let players develop again.
And another fun quarterback to watch, we already talked about him, Josh Allen. Snow game, Sunday Night Football against the 49ers. First of all, Christian McCaffrey, we did learn, is out for the season. He was battling so hard to get back.
Once again, we're going to find out in like 2 weeks that he was born without legs or something.
Yeah, played a few games and is now out again. So credit to him for just showing up to the games he did and playing, because you knew he had to be working through some pain.
Yeah.
So it sucks for Christian McCaffrey. Praise out to him. But then nonetheless, this was old school football. I mean, this was old school NFL. We're going to run it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Listen, they say the passing attack doesn't work, but Josh Allen had a receiving touchdown.
He did. And I love them breaking down how that play is scored.
Yeah.
Because it's not a catch and it's not a rush for him. It's a pass. I think he does get the yards for the guy who caught it, but it's weird. It's weird the way it scores.
Yeah, he has 7 receiving yards.
Right. But what it boils down to is he threw a pass, caught said pass, scored a touchdown.
Yeah, because I think the ruling is like
Marcus Mariota.
Amari Cooper never had control, and so it was never received by him, so it's given back to Josh Allen. And So
interesting. But I mean that's Josh Allen. If you had to point to one guy to catch his own touchdown pass,
it would
either
be
going Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. And if you're not Chris Collinsworth, you probably say Josh Allen.
Yeah,
so.
and to put up 35 in that snow as well, I think is very impressive.
Yeah, and James Cook, what a game.
Yes.
What a game, James Cook.
Won my fantasy matchup for this week. Shout out to James Cook.
Yeah, what a first half he had. I mean, busted play, and some few touchdowns there. So incredible game for the Bills, who look scary. The Bills look scary. And if you have to go play them in Buffalo, good luck.
Dude, imagine sending the Dolphins up there right now. Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, I think it's bound to happen at some point. But yeah.
You want to talk about birds?
Birds. Let's talk about birds. Do you like better right now, the Eagles or the Ravens?
I like the team with Saquon Barkley.
That's some good logic right there.
Yes.
Do you think who's your MVP right now?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen?
Yes.
I would agree. Who's in second? Saquon?
I still have Lamar in second, but Saquon's in third.
Saquon third.
I think even though the Eagles just beat the Ravens, I think that Lamar he's just different. Like I don't know. He's just on another level. No one else plays quarterback like Lamar Jackson does.
Yeah. So the Ravens, Phillies met. Big, huge game. A lot of talk about it. Philly won, beat the Ravens. And what was a good game, but
in Baltimore as well.
Yeah. Which the Ravens, they've kind of dropped these games with a lot of talk around them. The Ravens have kind of been a dud this year.
Yeah. I'll tell you, can I get some validation on Justin Tucker's washed yet?
Okay. Washed and having a really bad year.
He went 2 of 4 and missed an extra point. Yeah. People are talking about him getting cut.
I hope they do cut him, so another team can go, oh, okay. No, I love it. I think he's a great fit for the Ravens.
There are 2 things that can be true. Justin Tucker is the best kicker of all time. Justin Tucker is currently not playing good football.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I said, having a really, really bad year. But I'm not going to say anybody's washed after one bad year. I mean,
if he comes out and does this next year.
I mean, people say Marvel is the best movie franchise, but they've had some duds, but they're not washed. I mean, they were for a little bit.
I mean, I feel like Marvel is washed right now.
Yeah, you can maybe.
I think you just made my point for me, actually.
Yeah, that was not a good example. Marvel, Marvel will probably have a comeback, okay? Assuming that the next few movies are good.
Listen, I don't think they get a comeback until the Doctor Doom movies, the Robert Downey Jr. happening. And Robert Downey Jr. is the only thing that makes Marvel good.
Robert Downey Jr. can save
Whenever Robert Downey Jr. is active, Marvel movies are good.
Yeah, he's coming out of retirement for him. Put the uniform back on. Well, not his uniform, a different uniform.
Put the different
but yeah, so I think Phillies and Ravens are still going to be fun teams watching the playoffs.
Why do you keep calling them the Phillies?
I don't know. The Philly Eagles, the Feagles are going to be a fun team to watch in the playoffs. I hope that's not a bad word. It shouldn't be. They just came
Oh my gosh.
But I hope, they're going to be fun to watch in the playoffs. Our last game, Steelers, Cincinnati.
Yes.
Cincinnati struggles continue.
Joe Burrow keeps putting up MVP performance after MVP performance and losing.
He's the Mike Trout. And when Shohei was with the Los Angeles
Imagine
Dodgers.
if I would have told you 2 years ago that in 2 years' time, Russell Wilson would throw for 414 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Steelers in a game.
If you told me that 4 years ago, I'd believe it.
2 years ago when he was with the Broncos for the first year.
If you told me before the season started, I'd believe you.
No, like at the end of that first season with the Broncos, it's like, in 2 years' time, Russell Wilson's going to throw for 400 versus the Bengals.
I'd probably still believe you. Because like, same argument with Justin Tucker. One season doesn't make or break a guy.
That's fair.
So, that's all we have for football. Tune in Thursday for our picks on conference title games. And tune in for our F1 review of Qatar and preview for Abu Dhabi and Constructors Championship and a few other little tidbits here and there to cover around the world of F1. So make sure you watch those.